Oh, I guess what makes Morbark different, I guess, to a lot of the other brands on the market is a lot of it actually comes back to the importer. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, anyone can bring a machine into New Zealand, but we all know machinery will break down at some point, and that's what I've really invested in our company doing. One of the things I'm very, very passionate about is making sure that all our guys are trained to the best possible degree. I invest hugely in factory training, so I always insist on our techs either visiting the factory for factory training or the factory coming out and training all my guys. The other thing that is especially I guess it's one of our core company values that's gone back for, I guess, over 40 years now, obviously before I was born, being a family business, is parts backup. To us, parts backup is it's everything. I mean, when a machine's down, we all know the difference between being able to get it up and going tomorrow or it being broken down for a month, a guy off the road, is how quickly you can get those parts into the country. We aim for a very, very high pick rate in New Zealand, which is something that we passionately track. You can never have everything on the shelf, but we have a company policy. If it's a commercial guy down and it's a part we have in stock that's we're able to rob, we will rob that for a guy. 98% of the time, if it's something we've got here, we don't have any problem. As you walk around our company, you'll see little wee rob signs on machines. Well, that's because there was a commercial guy down. We're all about getting them up and making money again. I guess the other awesome thing about a Morbark is the resale value. Morbark's been making machines now for over 60 years. And let's face it, you just go online and have a look at the resale value on some of the used machines. A couple of the things that really make Morbark unique is the fact that you've got items in them, being 60 years of innovation going into the machinery. I've got a lot of key patents, like for example, the torque limiter on the horizontal grinders. Let's face it, it is the best system in the market. What that means is that, say for example, if you put if you're dumping a big load of forestry slash into the back of a grinder, as it's going in, there's a bit of metal in there, there's an undercarriage grouse or something like that, it goes in, it's obviously picked up by the mill. If the guy feeding it doesn't see it and have reverse it off, picked up by the mill, smacks into the cutter head. The mill automatically isolates from the clutch. So if you can imagine it doing spinning like that, so the mill stops, the engine just winds itself down, and you can have that machine back up and running again 10-15 minutes. Other brands simply don't have that. You can get a metal detection on the bed, but very, very hard to calibrate it, keep it consistent. Otherwise, people have what they call a smash out grate, which, let's face it, it does a lot of damage, very time consuming to get it back up and going. And yeah, just the general all-round consistency that you get out of a Morbark, the ability to put in screens, vary the screens. So what Morbark is with a horizontal grinder is an upswing mill. So when you have an upswing mill, what it allows you to do is get a huge amount more screening area. So if you look at a horizontal grinder, there's two styles. There's either a downturn mill, which if you run a downturn mill, what happens is as it's coming around, you have to have an anvil whenever you're cutting material like this. The disadvantage of that is that as you're using that infeed deck, it has to be a reasonably smooth surface, because if it's not smooth, it's no good as an anvil. Back to the advantage of an upturn mill, as you're coming up, the anvil is at the top, and it allows you to have 3 times the amount of screening area of what you can get with a downturn mill. So all the way from the top around like that, down to there where gravity is forcing the material out, you can have 1 screen, 2 screen, 3 screens. So you can put, for example, a 2-inch screen at the top, a 4-inch screen in the middle, and a 5-inch screen at the bottom, so you can produce whatever style end product you want coming out for that user. On our whole tree chippers, obviously one of the things that Morbark does across the range, massive oversized aftermarket hydraulic coolers and oil coolers. That's just something that they've always done. They've done this for 60 years. They know it's critical to keep a guy up and going. Another thing that we can obviously do, we have what we call the Advantage 3 drum. gives you a lot more consistent output product. And in behind the Advantage 3 drum, we can have what we call a forestry grate, so that as the wood's going in, if you got long spears which come from the end of a short log, that forestry grate will stop the spear coming out and get it re-chipped. So in a biofuel application, you get a lot more consistent product for your boiler. I guess overall with a Morbark, probably one of the biggest things, very low running costs. Across the range from 12-inch through to 50-inch chippers, and right the way through the horizontal range. If they don't need a part in there, they won't put it in. And I could point out hundreds of examples of versus what you might say competitor brands, where we're running 18 teeth in that massive big grinder there. Some competitors are running 60 to 120 teeth to achieve the same thing. End of the day, more parts, more expensive, longer to change them all. Yeah, a Morbark is just very, very simple to run, simple to operate, and what you get is really just good, passionate backup from our team here at Commercial Outdoor Machinery. What we can offer now is very good New Zealand video footage for a lot of the models. So if you've got an application you want to see if it's going to work, give me a call, because there's highly likely I've done some demo from Northland through to Central to South Island. I might even have a video doing just what you do, or else we could arrange to take you to one of our existing customers for a demo. And obviously we've got machines here, so if you want a demonstration on site, my number's 021 401 356. Give us a call. Ken Johnston, Commercial Outdoor Machinery, 021 401 356.